So I wanted to discuss the power of aligning yourself with the Better Homes and Gardens brand. I feel like as real estate entrepreneurs, you are your brand itself, right? Like Jimmy, you're your own brand, and Lori, you're your brand, and Pip, you're your brand. But at the same time, you can leverage the brand itself to really elevate your career. So I want to one of my clients recently, we were going back and forth in email, and she said, in reference to me in it, she goes, it's a highly sought after and well-known Better Homes and Gardens group of realtors. And I felt like that was a pretty powerful statement in general that, she immediately aligned me with the brand and the brand itself as highly sought after. So, I just wanted to kind of just point that part of it out. Better Homes and Gardens is the only lifestyle real estate brand. And I don't know how many of you actually knew that, but when you take a look at all of our competitors, none of them are considered a lifestyle brand. They are all considered just real estate companies. So I just want to take a look at these stats really quick. It's a 99% customer satisfaction rating, 97% client recommendation rating, 15 years as a real estate lifestyle leader. But you have to keep in mind the Better Homes and Gardens brand has been in business for well over 100 years. And that just, says a lot as far as the brand goes. And then there's 4.2 billion impressions in national media and publications and 600 million media impressions. And that's all from Dotdash Meredith, the publisher of Better Homes and Gardens brand. So now how does this fit in with everybody? So I want you to take a look at some of these brands, right? I think we can all agree that these are our biggest competitors that are in the area. And out of these brands, if you were to take these brands and put them in front of a 10-year-old, what would you think? Like, with having absolutely no knowledge whatsoever of the real estate world, the real estate industry, what do you think they would guess these brands are, right? And I want actually people to answer this for me. Like, what do you think RE/MAX is, just looking at the logo and looking at the brand?
Something to do with hot air balloons.
I mean, seriously, right? Like, no joke. Howard Hanna, what would you think that it is?
Sounds like clothing.
Sounds like a restaurant.
Clothing. Okay, that's interesting.
We have a restaurant in here. That's
I don't know.
What about Keller Williams?
Paint. A paint company.
Law office.
an attorney, a law firm.
And Coldwell Banker looks like a bank to me.
Yeah, bank, definitely.
Right, exactly, right? So none of those ones, just by looking at, can you really associate it with a home or real estate or anything like that. But then look at our logo, right? What do you get from that?
Well, the word homes.
And real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just listen to all of yourselves as you're going over this. And now when you're thinking of that, think of what other people think of it, right? Like, you put it in front of a kid, you put it in front of somebody. Like, I hear Better Homes, like Better Homes and Gardens, and my brain automatically associates with tradition, right? Like, that's where my brain goes. Now, going to the next one, right? So some of the things that I've heard in the past is that it's elite, right? Like, it's this amazing company that is just strong and it's powerful and it's been there forever. We said home. I didn't hear anybody say trust today, but I might have said that one earlier. Family, you think of the white picket fence. Tradition, we have your grandmother's cookbooks in your house that are Better Homes and Gardens. And then, you think of quality. So as we're talking about the brand and, things that it offers, does anybody know ways that you can leverage the brand itself? Like in your marketing, in your real estate business, how are ways that you can really elevate yourself and leverage the brand?
With the cookbooks, to give a cookbook.
Excellent.
Yeah, I like the magazines.
Every time I give a cookbook, somebody says, wow, my grandmother had this, my mother had this.
Right, which is a great response to be able to have, Jeff has one, a sample in, I believe, all of the offices, and he gives it as a closing gift. And inside of it, there's a label with like his picture and like a, you know, Jeff Green branding on it. And then he writes a personalized note inside of it. And, you know, every single time they go to pick up that cookbook, they're going to think of you every single time. That is powerful. And then, so, all right, so we got Walmart, the items that they have there. We have the magazines, we have the cookbook. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, which I didn't hear anybody like say anything, but the email campaigns. If someone isn't in the process of buying or selling, then really what good is any of that information? They're not really going to be interested. So how do you think that the content in these email campaigns can help us? And what's great about all of the content that Better Homes and Gardens has is that it's not just relevant to when you're buying or selling a home. This is content that they
Yeah,
can utilize
staying in front of
throughout
them.
the year. And it's, you
Mhm.
know, there's staging trends in there. There's the recipes, there's home maintenance, there's all these things that you don't need to like, you don't need to be in the process of buying or selling in order to like these campaigns. And that helps you just stay top of mind, because every time they're looking at that recipe, every time they're looking at staging trends or paint colors or any of those things, they're associating that with you as an expert in the real estate market. So I just wanted to bring up all of those things.